I'm the fattest I've been in a long time, and that's what I'm making this video for, is my game plan to get back to baseline. So right now, anytime I push north of 220 pounds, even if I've been doing things mostly right, it's gradual weight gain, it's not all muscle, I can safely predict my body fat percentage is getting a little bit too high for my liking. All my health metrics are great, blood work, resting heart rate's 42, like VO2 max is high, my conditioning is good, but my appearance isn't where I want it to be. And there's a kind of a balance to strike. Like this image is not where I am currently. This is where I am, 10, 12, 13% body fat, veins in the abs. That's too lean, frankly. I don't feel any better there than I do today, but there's a middle ground I'm trying to get to. And that's what today's video is all about. The goal is to lose 10 pounds in the next 12 weeks or so with, a gradual, sustainable fat loss. Nothing good happens fast, and that applies to fat loss as much as anything. I know countless people who lose 20 pounds in the course of a couple months. Their body fat percentage stays the same. How? Half the weight they're losing is lean muscle, bone, and they're not getting stronger or healthier in the process. And that's what we're designed to not do. And that's what this video is all about. So typically a half pound to 1.5 pounds per week is the range I want to be in. And here's how I do it. So daily target of 2,600 calories, that's quite high. But with my activity levels and my current weight, that's the benefit of being where I am. I can lose a pound per week on that average for foreseeable future, hopefully all 12 weeks. Potentially I'll have to drop at some point, but that's where I'm confident if I hit that, I'll achieve the goals I want. So how I use that is the coaching app we have here. I use with all clients, and I treat myself as a client, and obviously I have one of my associate coaches work with me, because without that, we're human. I'm not accountable that great to myself, and I know I wouldn't be as consistent tracking. So I'm trying to get my gold bars. So that's the numbers I have to adjust slightly. The protein's a little higher right now at 35%. That can drop down a little bit, but no wrong answer here. Getting up to 220 grams, roughly my goal weight, current weight in pounds. And then activity levels, 8,000 steps, 200 grams protein. Like those are the three metrics daily. Weekly structure is training wise, the foundation is the 4 strength training sessions. I don't focus like on how many sets and reps I'm doing. I want to ensure I get enough hard reps at the end. So even if I just do 4 or 5 sets for chest on Monday, if I'm really pushing, those are intense, I can do another 4 sets, for example, on Thursday, and I should eat my weekly volume. No problem there. Sometimes I add more, sometimes less, depending on the day. And then lower body focus, I usually will mix in some arms on lower body day, but that's twice a week as well. Sometimes I go to 1 lower body day if I have hockey more than once a week. So keep that in mind, and I'll just adjust that to more of a show muscle day. All right. In terms of conditioning, I like to have Norwegian 4x4 or rec hockey in the mix. Just max heart rate work, VO2 max. I think most people understand the better our cardiovascular fitness, the longer we live. It has a small role to play in fat loss, not huge, but I'm doing it more for the cardiovascular benefit. Okay. And of course, with less calories means more need for recovery. So I will kind of audible and listen to my own body here, and sometimes just do a day where it's low intensity movement, maybe a sauna session, cold shower, kind of call that a workout, and live to fight another day. So keep that in mind. Our brains are wired for novelty, so what I will do to mix it up is have a low day to challenge myself. Maybe I fast until noon. I don't like prolonged fast, especially in a fat loss phase. You're susceptible to losing muscle as it is, but it's a good challenge. And then the counterbalance to that is like a high calorie day, treat day, where it's upwards of 4,000 calories, far exceeding my target. Now these are infrequent. I would say 1 or 2 per month, and they counterbalance each other. You could potentially do it weekly if you're wired for that, but that kind of binge purge mentality is a slippery slope. And I don't love like cutting calories way down, because there's usually a boomerang effect from that. But 2,000 isn't that crazy aggressive. I get a bit of a benefit from the fast in theory, and then having this flexibility of a high day once or twice a month obviously gives me kind of a mental break. Why this works: protein first, that is huge factor in satiety, in thermic effective eating, meaning as much as 30% of the calories from protein don't count, and it's going to help me preserve that muscle mass well in a calorie deficit. Strength training still is the primary driver of that, but protein supports. Consistent activity, so the daily step count I can achieve, 8,000, is not over the top, and it's not like high intensity cardio that I just dread every day. That's important. And then for novelty, the calorie cycling. And then I want to ensure that I'm doing this in a way that I'm not drained from my work, from my family, for my rec sports, because I enjoy that stuff as much as anything. So if the diet's taken away from my day to day, it's no longer serving its best interests. All right. So hopefully this makes sense. This quick video walks through what I'm doing over the next 12 weeks. I will be completely upfront. There may be setbacks and speed wobbles, and I'm hoping by being publicly accountable, this will help me be more compliant as well. So there's a wrinkle in that I think that you should pay attention to, is to have some public accountability tied to your goals. You're more likely to show up and do them over the long run. Any questions? Drop a comment below or reach out directly in my email or the website, mitchcover.com, and all the best.